Hello and welcome to Yoga with Ashlyn. This will be a 15-minute gentle morning yoga flow intended to help you start your day with mindfulness as well as drop into the body and the mind. Feel free to put on some gentle background music or just enjoy the silence. Let's get started. We will begin by finding a comfortable seat on your mat, either resting your hands on your knees or bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. We'll draw those shoulders away from the ears and start to connect with the breath. We'll take a deep inhale in through the nose, drawing it all the way down into the low belly, maybe even filling it up like a balloon. As you exhale, we'll draw the navel to the spine, allowing you to fully exhale all of your air out. We will explore this breath a few more times. We'll take one more deep breath in, and as you exhale, we'll release those hands off of the body. And as you take your next inhale, we'll reach those fingertips up towards the sky, shift the gaze upwards, exhale to open it up to cactus. Keep that gaze shifting upwards as we inhale, reaching the fingertips up, and exhale, bringing them down to cactus. We'll take this a few more times, inhaling to reach up, and exhale, coming to cactus. Inhale, we reach. Exhale to open up the heart center. One last time, we reach the arms up, and as you exhale this time, we're going to take a gentle twist to the right side. Keep those shoulders drawing away from the ears as the right hand comes behind you, the left hand comes to the right knee. We can take a big inhale as we sit up in our posture and exhale to twist a little deeper. We'll take this a few more times. On your next inhale, we'll reach those fingertips up towards the sky and then exhale to twist to the left. That left hand comes behind you, right hand comes to the knee, and we come back to that breath where we inhale to sit up tall and exhale to twist a little deeper. We'll take a few breaths. On your next inhale, we'll reach those fingertips up one last time and then exhale, bringing them through heart center. We're going to move through a tabletop position here, so bringing your hands over to the side and then moving those legs out of the way, making sure the wrists are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. We'll tuck the toes under and start to draw a couple circles with the body. Shifting the body forward and back, round and round. This helps to wake up the toes and the feet. You can switch directions halfway through to make sure you're instilling balance in the body. We'll take a couple breaths. When you're ready, we'll start to move back to neutral and get into the wrists a little bit. We'll flip those fingers back towards the body and move forward and back. This should feel gentle and it should feel releasing. If this is a little too much or this isn't accessible in your practice, you can simply come back to neutral and roll out the wrists one by one. We'll take a couple more breaths. This is your reminder to always take what feels best for your body and leave what doesn't throughout the entire practice. Your body knows best. We'll come back to neutral tabletop here and start to take some cat-cow. So when you're ready, we'll inhale to drop the belly low, shift the gaze forward. And as you exhale, we'll draw the chin to the chest, tuck the tailbone, and reach the shoulders upwards. Inhaling to drop the belly low, and exhaling to round through the spine. Inhale, coming to cow pose, and exhale, pushing the mat away and reaching your shoulders up. We'll take that a couple of more times, inhaling to stretch the front side of the body and exhaling to stretch the back side of the body. This is a beautiful way to start to wake up the spine in the morning. We'll take that one more time, inhale, drop the belly low, and then exhale to round the spine, really push and draw everything in and away. Then we'll come back to neutral tabletop. When you're ready, we're going to tuck the toes under, inhale to lift the knees to a hover, and then exhale to shift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. This is our first downward facing dog of the morning, so drawing the shoulders away from the ears and starting to pedal out one knee at a time, walking out your dog. We want to make sure that the heels are gravitating towards the mat here. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't, maybe they will one day, and maybe they won't. A beautiful thing about the human body is that every single one is different and unique and perfect just as it is. So listening to your body and just using that intention, maybe you come up on the tops of the toes and then sink those heels down. We'll take that a couple more times, inhaling up, exhaling down. And then when you're ready, we'll start to slowly walk our way to the top of the mat, coming to a forward fold. We want to keep all four corners of the feet planted into the mat, generous bend in the knees here, and hinging at the hips, not arching in the low back. We'll walk those fingertips over towards the right side of the room, and then through center into the left. We want to keep an inhale and an exhale here, staying connected to that breath, and keeping those knees bent. We'll take a few more breaths going from side to side, tenting the fingers and walking them back and forth, allowing the head and the neck to hang long. When you're ready, coming back through to center, finding the fold, and we'll take a quick ragdoll here. We'll grab either elbow, let the head and the neck hang long. Again, generous bend in the knees. You have the option of swaying side to side here if that feels good, always keeping the feet planted on the mat. Or you can choose to stay still. We'll take a couple breaths. We'll inhale in here together, exhale to drop the hands to the mat, and on your next inhale, we'll take a halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. We'll take that a couple more times, inhaling to halfway lift, keeping your gaze down at your mat. Exhale to fold forward. Inhaling, keeping that crown of the head gravitating forward, flat back, and then exhale, forward fold. We're going to plant the hands and start to come to a plank pose, stepping one set of toes back and then the other. We'll take a breath in here and then exhale, bringing the body down to the mat. We're going to draw the chin into the chest, and as you inhale, we'll bring just the chest up off the mat. Maybe we lift the fingers for 3, 2, 1, and then we melt everything back down to the mat. We're going to inhale to push up to bent knees. Maybe we need to step them forward a little bit. And then we're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees, and send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath, and then we'll start to tiptoe those toes up to the hands, coming to our forward fold. Our inhale is going to lift us halfway, flat back, flat spine, and then an exhale to forward fold. When you're ready, we'll plant the hands, step one set of toes back and then the other, coming to plank pose, and then slowly lowering the body down to the mat. Take your time. Once you're here, we're going to draw the chin into the chest and slowly roll up, baby cobra. Lift the hands for 3, 2, 1, and then melt everything back down. Inhale to come up to bent knees. Then we'll tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Take your breath, and then we'll start to tiptoe those toes back up to the top, finding our little sun salutation A here. Our inhale lifts us halfway, and exhale to find a forward fold. Plant the hands, step one set of toes back and then the other, and slowly lower to the mat. We'll tuck that chin into the chest, inhale and slowly roll up baby cobra, lift the hands for 3, 2, 1, and slowly melt back down. Pushing up to that tabletop position, we're going to tuck those toes under, inhale to lift the knees, and exhale, downward facing dog. We've got one more round here this morning. You can do this. Let's go. We'll start by walking those toes up towards the top of the mat. Find your forward fold. That inhale will lift us halfway, and then exhale to fold. You know where we're going from here. We're going to plant the hands and step one set of toes back and then the other. Come into plank like you mean it. And then we'll lower that body to the mat. Last baby cobra here. Draw the chin to the chest and slowly roll up. Lift the hands for 3, 2, and 1. Melting down. We're going to power up to tabletop here, bringing those knees in. And then we're going to tuck the toes. Inhale to lift the hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. You did it. Big breath in here, full breath out. One more big breath in. As you exhale, we're going to bring those knees down underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, untuck the toes. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach those right toes back. Extend that leg out long. And exhale, draw it in knee to nose. So inhale, we reach, tuck the toes towards the face. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to nose, and then we're going to step that foot through. We want to make sure that that knee is over the ankle here as we reach those arms upwards, finding a little low lunge. Big breath in, and as you exhale, we'll bring those hands back down to either side of the foot. So we're going to take a little runner's lunge hamstring stretch here, moving forward and back. So you can let that knee spill out over when we're doing a dynamic stretch like this. We just want to keep that knee over the ankle when we're in poses like high lunge or the warriors to protect our joints. So we'll take a couple more inhales forward, exhale back to come back onto the heel and lift the toes, following your own breath here. One last time, when you're ready, we'll bring that knee back into alignment. Maybe we even sway the hips from side to side, kind of resetting before we take everything on the left side. When you're ready, inhale, reach those left toes back, curl them towards the face, and then exhale, draw it in, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to nose, and we'll step it through. Check in with that knee over the ankle. And once you feel strong and ready, we'll inhale to reach those arms up overhead. Shift the gaze. Tap into that strength, into that power this morning. We'll take a big breath in. And then we'll start to drop those arms and bring the hands to either side. So we'll take that runner's lunge hamstring stretch here on this side. Exhaling to come back on the heel and lift the toes, inhaling to come forward. Again, you can bend into that front knee a little bit since we have support from our arms. We'll move forward and back a few more times. We'll take one more round here as we inhale to stretch forward and exhale to stretch back. And then we'll bring that left knee back underneath the body and find some circles with the body. So shifting forward and back. Again, maybe switching directions a couple of times, working out any kinks. Eventually, we'll all meet back in neutral tabletop. We'll tuck those toes under. Inhale to lift the knees off the mat to a hover. And then exhale to send the hips up and back. Last downward facing dog here. You did it. We'll start to walk those feet up towards the hands. And then we're going to bring the hands over to the long side of the mat, followed by the toes. We're going to come into a little wide-legged stance here, a little bit more than hip distance apart, turning the toes outwards just a bit. And then we're going to start to sit the hips low, coming into malasana or yogi squat. If this pose is not accessible in your practice, you can always come down to a comfortable seat. This pose will look different for everybody, so maybe you're up on your tiptoes, maybe you're swaying from side to side. We can all bring our hands to heart center, and if you're in this yogi squat, we can push through the elbows into the knees and the knees into the elbows. A little positive pressure here, keeping those hands together. We'll take a couple deep breaths. Thanking yourself for showing up on your mat here today, as it is a generous act of self-love and kindness, not only to yourself, but to everyone you come in contact with throughout the day. You cultivated positive energy today, and that will emanate out to everyone around you. We'll bring one hand behind us and then the other, everyone meeting into a comfortable seat. We'll bring those hands onto the knees and inhale to reach the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale them down the back. One more time, inhale, reach the shoulders up and exhale down the back. When you're ready, we'll inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Last time, exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. Affirm to yourself, I am going to have a great day. I am going to have a great day. It was an honor flowing with you, and I'll see you in the next practice. Namaste.